In a quiet kingdom, surrounded by thick, dark forests, lived a young prince named Baraka. He was not big or strong, but he was smart, smarter than anyone else in the land. People came to him with problems, and he always had answers. But one year, something terrible happened. It came to their kingdom. From the deep forest, a monster had appeared. It was an ogre, huge, hairy, and hungry. It moved at night, and no one ever saw it clearly. But in the morning, it left behind broken trees, smashed hearts, and deep footprints, as big as cooking pots. The people were terrified. It was said to snatch dogs, goats, cows, and even people, and vanish into the woods with a loud groan that made the birds go silent. The villagers called it the shadow that walks. The king was scared too. He called all his warriors. "Find it, kill it," he said. The warriors went into the forest. Only one came back, without his sword, his helmet, and without his courage. "It is no beast," he said, shaking. "It is a nightmare. You cannot fight it." The whole land grew quiet with fear, but Prince Baraka stood up. "I will go," he said. Everyone turned to stare. "You?" they cried. "You have no sword. You have never even fought a dog." Baraka nodded calmly. "But I have something stronger than a sword. I have a plan." His father, the king, placed his hand on his shoulder. "Be careful, my son." So the next morning, Baraka packed 3 things: a mirror, a strong rope, and a small bag of roasted groundnuts. He left at dawn, walking alone into the forest. The trees grew darker, the deeper he went. Strange animals' sound echoed through the trees. Every step made the dry leaves crack like broken bones. But Baraka kept walking. As night fell, the forest turned cold. The moon came out, but its light could not reach the ground. Suddenly, he had a deep, slow breathing. He froze. Then a loud vata. Another vata. Something big was coming towards him. Then he saw it, the ogre. It was as tall as a house. Its eyes glowed red. Its teeth looked like old yellow knives. Its body was covered in scars, and its hands were the size of water drums. "Who dares to come into my forest?" it growled. Baraka took a deep breath. "I am Prince Baraka. I came to stop you." The ogre laughed. A loud, deep, awful sound. "You stop me? With what? A peanut and a piece of glass?" Baraka stood firm. "Let us make a deal," he said. "If I ask you a riddle, and you answer it, you can eat me. But if you fail, you leave my kingdom forever." The ogre leaned down. Its hot breath blew Baraka's hair back. "Fine," it said. "One riddle. Make it quick. I am hungry." Baraka stepped back and said clear, "I am not alive, but I grew. I have no lungs, but I need air. I have no mouth, but I can burn. What am I?" The ogre blinked. It scratched its belly. It scratched its head. "Is it?" Wind. It guessed. No. Is it a ghost? No. The ogre stomped its foot, cracked the ground. I hate riddles. Each reward. What is it? Fire, said Baraka, his voice calm. The ogre screamed and roared, "Then I will eat you anyway." Baraka quickly held up the mirror. The ogre stopped. It stared, its red eyes widened. For the first time ever, it saw its own face. It screamed in fear. Another one? Another ogre? Stronger than me? It ran fast, crashing through the forest, roaring and screaming like a baby. Baraka tied the mirror to a tree, just in case it ever came back. He returned home the next morning. The kingdom cheered louder than ever before. The king lifted his stand high into the air. From that day, the ogre was never seen again, and people said, Prince Baraka may not have had a sword, but he had the sharpest weapon of his own mind. Moral of the story: when you face fear, stay calm and think. Even the biggest monster can be beaten with a smart plan.